Hello, this is Patrick Cheeseman from firststepsinforex.com, and today I'm going to do a review of the euro dollar. And today is the 29th of November 2010, and here we have a daily chart of the euro dollar. So every bar represents the price action for every day. Now, as you can see, we've had a recent very strong uptrend, a turnaround, a high point up here, followed by a recent downtrend. So let's just draw those in to start building up a picture of what's going on. There was a strong, as you can see, uptrend, followed by another strong downtrend. And we're still in that downtrend at the moment. And if you're in a strong trend in either direction and it's still ongoing, the chances are it's going to keep going. So we talk about probabilities of success in Forex. So automatically I can see that it's a higher probability of this trend continuing to drop compared to reversing at this stage, at least with the information we have now. So let's have a look at other tools and indicators that we can apply. Now, we need to look at support and resistance areas. There's definitely something going on over here, so I'm going to insert shapes rectangle, and we've got some activity here, some support and resistance. So I'm going to draw a line in and then just move it right to the end. So you can see here it's bounced off this, here it's bounced off it, around here it's bounced off it a few times. If we go back, it's bounced off it here, and I'm sure if we kept going back we would see into nothing to the past, other bounces. So that's a potential pivot point, support resistance line. We have others here. So for example, there's a shorter term one just here. As you can see, it's bounced off here, bounced off there. So we've got support and resistance together. That's what we call that, a pivot line, a pivot point. What else? We've got some areas here, an area here. This is a potential area for future fun and games. So as you can see, we go all the way back to here. There's a lot of bouncing going on. There you go. So that could be an interesting line in the future. And there are others out there. Next, well, let's draw in some Fibonacci retracements. So we need to examine recent lows. We've had a recent high, recent highs. We've had a recent high here. So let's click on the Fibonacci. This is the lowest point recently. So we draw upwards to here. And you can see we just passed the 61.8% retracement. And that's quite a powerful one. So the fact that it's still dropping suggests that it's another suggestion to me that it might continue to drop. Let's take it at another point. We've got another one down here. This is a more powerful low. And as we've said on many occasions before, if you look through the guidebook and the free videos on my website, firststepsinforex.com, you will see that we're looking for conjunction. So we can have multiple Fibonacci points. And you can see that you've got a 0.618, you've got a 0.5, a 50%, which is also an extremely powerful retracement point in conjunction with the euro dollar. We're approaching that, so that could be an interesting target. Down here we've got a conjunction of a 61.8% and an 88.6% possible target down here. So there's lots of opportunities. Let's see. Let's have a look and see. Do the lips. I think we've got a possible target sometime around here. Let's try and draw that in. I don't know if it's going to actually hit that point, but it's going to go down. It could bounce off. It could go somewhere around that line. This potential target, and we've got some potential things happening here as well. Draw another ellipse in price. I can't predict in time at this stage when that's going to happen, but these are possible price points reflecting these lines. Okay, now let's have a look at the candlestick formations. Now here we had a very bearish outside bar, which was the start of a reversal. There was no real indication beforehand because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up till we hit this point. Sometimes when you get a double twin top, that can be an indication for reversal, but it's not a strong one. So anyway, but it did reverse. That's a very bearish signal. It continued to drop, bearish, all the way down, and then it bounced. Now it bounced. If you remember, see this retracement up here, back down. Look, it bounced on that 0.5, on that 50%. It bounced back up, and then it dropped again, and that's quite typical. It bounced up and formed that trend line. Okay, so that was a very powerful move. We've now gone back down. We're getting close to some point, a targeting area. So this 0.5 here is probably very key. So we're looking at a price at around, I would say, is a good strong target price of around 1.3080. We're approaching a round number as well down here. So somewhere in here, I suspect we would see some kind of reversal, but we need more information as it's approaching. So if I was in a trade right now, if I was still in the euro dollar going down, I would be following it down. I might tighten up my stops to lock in more profit. If I wasn't in a trade with the euro dollar right now, I'd probably wait until the reversal happens. At least wait until it gets past this 50%, this 0.5, because we're not 100% sure it'll bounce off that, but it's more unlikely. And if it does, then it's probably going to be a strong indication, like here, that you're going to get some a new move back upwards, and you can grab some pips from that. What else can we say? Well, we've drawn in the Fibonacci's. The candlesticks, nice round numbers. We're around an area, round numbers. So there's a possible point of conjunction around here, where, as I've said before in my guidebook on the website, that the more indicators that come together at the same time, the more powerful the potential move could be, the more likely the move could be. Okay, so it's important to look out for these conjunctions of different indicators. Okay, one thing that we should also look at is we're looking at the daily chart here. Let's go up to the weekly chart and see if there's anything interesting on the weekly chart. Let's just try some theories out. Let's plot this from this high back in October, November 2009 down to this low and see what happened. Okay, had the reversal there. We had the reversal wasn't particularly in a particular place there, but if you look, there was a major pivot line. Because if you draw, look, it's bounced off here, it's bounced off there, it's bounced off here, here, multiple times, and look, it bounced off there again. Now, it's not an exact science, so it's a range of values, okay? Especially on a weekly chart, there's a margin of error, and there's a margin of error on a daily chart as well. But you can see that the finding those support resistance lines as pivot points are very powerful. And if you know that in advance, then you could have predicted it quite healthily that there was going to be another drop, and you could have understood the reasons why and gone short accordingly. Okay. Now we can even go to the monthly chart, and here we're going back huge positions from a long time back. Okay, look, we even have some earlier stuff from before. So you can take this line and look at it. Even was the support resistance area back here. Okay, in this area here. If you take that line there, we've got, what else have we got? We might have some more possibilities. It's always good very useful to plot from the past, as particularly at higher time frames, because they become very powerful. Look, there's definitely something going on here. It's bounced off there, it's bounced off there, and it bounced off there as well. So that's a strong area of potential support and resistance and pivot area as well for the future. So these are the key areas. So anyway, going back to our daily chart, We're back in September. Let me flick on this so we can go forward. There we go. Once again, let me reiterate, we had a strong trend upwards. We're now in a strong trend downwards. If you're in a strong trend downwards, it's more likely that it'll continue than reverse. Okay. However, we are at a point of support resistance, and we have a round number coming up, and we have a 0.5, a 50% retracement, Fibonacci retracement from this low to this high. And we also have a conjunction further on down. So this is a strong possibility that somewhere in this area we're going to reverse. So if you're already in the short of a trade, tighten up your stops, keep following it, shorting the euro down until you hit the reverse point and your stop loss goes. If you haven't got into this euro trade on the daily chart, then I would wait. If it passes through the 50%, then it might be a good idea to go short again. We'll have to look at it then. If it does reverse, then we've probably got a good chance of an upward move to the trend line, or whatever Fibonacci retracement might be available. It might be another 50% up to this trend line and down again, okay, which is likely, okay, as well, which this kind of thing happens as well. So that's my review of the euro dollar for today, 29th of November 2010. Don't forget to visit my website, www.firststepsinforex.com, and also my YouTube channel where this video is based, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, and we'll come back in a few days to see what happened, and we'll be looking at some other Forex pairs as well. Thank you. Goodbye.